I think actually it's really strange. I think for me personally, I think when I was in college, there was an article about the Bosnian conflict, and there was a video about the Bosnian conflict, and various massacres and things like that were happening, and the emotiveness of that, the emotions that were created from that, I realized actually media or channel, things like that have an immense influence on how I was feeling, because there was a time period where actually I was very angry or very upset with different things, and I wasn't sure why, and I'd listened to I'd heard a story particularly about the village of Srebrenica, particularly in Bosnia, where so many people had been massacred, and the atrocity that was committed, and it sort of didn't really sit well with me, because on one level I was thinking, well, we're in a postmodern society, where we're talking about freedom, this, that, the other, and then I realized the relationship between actually what I'd heard, read, and seen, and the emotions that it created within me, to recognize the powerfulness of that. And then, it left me with, well, actually, I feel quite powerless in that dynamic. So it wasn't a very nice realization. But at the same time, it allowed me to start having conversations with colleagues and friends and family and things like that, saying, well, actually, have you seen this? Have you heard this? And so, the relationship between people's story and what they've gone through, or the challenges they've faced, and the medium that was expressed, and then the resulting emotion in myself, and then the resulting powerlessness to then resulting action afterwards, was probably when I was in college. So that was probably about, I feel really old now, but probably about 20 odd years ago.
And just out of interest, I'm just curious now, do you think if that dialogue had been more interactive, that you would have felt better about it?
I think, actually, if I remember rightly, I actually sought out the interactive nature of it. So there was some discussion groups that were set out. There was some. So I then got involved in quite a lot of Amnesty International work and humanitarian work and things like that. So from that, I actually sought out the interactive, conversational, physical elements of that discussion, and I suppose it's reminiscent to actually a discussion we've just had within the trust recently about the challenges of Ukraine or the challenges of the Middle East, and you're bombarded with explicit material, visual material constantly, and then there isn't an opportunity to have an interactive, and often the interactive is emotionally led rather than it being emotional. It can be emotionally led because that's genuine, but actually also rational or intellectual, and it's kind of trying to get the right mix of those things effectively to be able to understand the messages and to be able to convey your message as well. So I'm not sure if that's answered your question.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think on a personal level, probably when I was in college, where it first, the interaction between material I was absorbing to the material that kind of I was looking for.